Hey guys, and welcome back. Meat Department here. So today we're going to go through the Fury Warrior leveling guide, guys. I'm going to show you the talents you need to get, and then we're going to do some comparisons on what kinds of packs you could pull it on to do massive AoE pulls compared to single target, guys. So it's going to be broken up into two parts, guys. We're going to first explain the warrior build I have and some of the key talents that you do need to get and how they should work together. Then we're going to jump right into multiple scenarios, pulling big AoE packs and really comparing it to single target. Now let's get started on this one, guys. So many of you may be leveling warrior still as your main, or switching over to an alt, maybe playing it for the first time, and you just want to kind of reassure yourself of what you're doing. So I'm level 68 right now, not max level yet, guys, but we will be there soon. And I've had some experience now playing through the Dragon Isles, finishing the campaign, and getting a feel for player power going down with the current stats until you get better gear in, you know, dungeons and raids and all that stuff. So the build I have right now is definitely a good build, and it's gonna help progress through the levels, because as you grow in the higher level 60s, mobs are gonna take longer and longer to beat. They're gonna have higher HP, and your stats are gonna be lower from the gear you've been carrying up since. So let's go ahead and jump right in, guys. Like I said, part one right now with the talents. So here is the build right now. It's basically an AoE focus build with Whirlwind and a bunch of AoE abilities like Odin's Fury, Ravager. We have Shockwave in there, and that, yes, will be part of your AoE as well. We got Avatar to help boost things up, guys, and there's other critical parts in here. So I'm sticking to the basic, you know, Mythic Plus style dungeon AoE cleave build with Whirlwind. We're using Raging Blow. We're not doing Annihilator spec on this one. So things are going to be pretty standard to what like Shadowlands was like and so forth. So now I want to give you some of the key talents, and here they are right here, so you can copy them as you would like. But it's very important, because on the warrior point side, guys, what you're going to want to do is invest your points into Rally and Cry, because there may be times you pull too much. You're going to need that temporary HP boost. You're also going to probably want to get Second Wind to recover in case you have to heroic leap away for a few seconds and get some HP back, but most of the time you don't have to worry about that. It's just a good talent, and I love it. But over here on the left, you're going to want to get Impending Victory, guys. You want to replace your Victory Rush with this, because you're going to basically be able to click this, get 30% of your maximum health if you do need it, and it also makes your Victory Rushes do 30% instead of 20% HP as well, guys. So that's going to be great for pulling big packs and taking lots of damage. So other things you're going to want: Spell Reflect. If you do have time to click that to spell reflect something back to a caster mob. You're going to want to go further down the left side of the tree. You're going to want to pick up Avatar, and you're going to want to pick up Titan's Torment to cast Odin's Fury when you do cast Avatar, and vice versa. That's going to be awesome, guys. Now on the Fury scale, you're going to notice we're going to go the Bloodthirst route, which is basically the right half. The Bloodthirst, or not the Bloodthirst, the Raging Blow route, which basically puts most of our talents into improving Raging Blow charges, damage, and all that stuff. Improved Whirlwind, so when you hit Whirlwind, your next 4 attacks can cleave onto all the other ones around you, guys. You're going to eventually build your way down to get Ravager, and you're going to want to make sure to get all the improved Execute stuff, because that's big damage when you're cleaving it, guys. Trust me on that one. You're going to want to go over just a little bit and get Odin's Fury. This is just such a good ability to pop right when you get enraged off the bat to do initial damage and bleed damage. You have to take it. And then I go with Anger Management, because you want Recklessness to come off cooldown as much as possible, so you can get it, you know, going with your Odin's Furies and all that stuff, your Shockwaves, more packs more often, guys. That's what I'm saying. So basically, if you're level 60, you're gonna have 8 less talent points than I have right now. So I do want to explain this to you. This is level 68, so a lot of my stuff has both of the improvements to the abilities that I picked. But if you're level 60, you could take 8 talents away, and it's not going to affect the build too much, because the mobs are going to be easier to beat in the lower 60s, guys. So as you work up, this is what I would do, right? So I would basically not take any of the Shockwave talents right here. So these right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I would leave all of these off. So that brings you down to level 63 already. Now what you're going to want to do then is you're going to want to take away Unbridled Ferocity and Depths of Insanity. That would be level 61 if you take those 2 away. right? So you don't need those either for, you know, starting out at level 60. And actually, you don't need Ravager either, but I would take Ravager on your level 61 talent point when you get that Fury point. put your first one into Ravager. So basically it's like level 61, then you go over here and do 62, then you come back and do 63, 64, 65, 66. I think we had to do one up here for 67 and then 68. It's how it worked out. You basically flop sides. So right off the bat, if you're level 60, like I said, scratch off all of these right here on the warrior points tree and work at those as you get them, and then take off Ravager and all of the stuff under the anger management, because it's not critical when you're that low. So the way this build works is you're pretty much going to want to pull decent packs of mobs. You're going to want to pop your recklessness, your avatar, get enraged, do Odin's Fury off the bat to get initial damage plus bleed going. At that point, depending on your HP, you may have to victory rush impending victory, or you could shockwave to stun them all, plop down your Ravager, and keep going AoE crazy with the whirlwinds and cleaving Ravagers and executes and all that stuff. You should be killing stuff along the way. We can keep on popping the impending victory rushes and keep your HP sustained, guys. So let's go ahead and jump into some live samples here. So we are on our Dragonflight mount. So I want to show you now in the second half here basically what I mean, because I was doing just a standard build without as many of the cooldowns, and believe it or not, Shockwave is awesome once you get it boosted up to do more damage and all of that stuff, guys. So here we go. Here's a single target mob. Well, that's an elite mob. So let's do a single target, just this guy. He's a standard level 68, 83,000. So let me go ahead and just pull him as if I normally would. And just for you all to know, above my damage meters, you're going to see the 7 abilities I click, so you can kind of see what I'm doing here. So we're just going to go off basic with this one. We're going to charge, and we're going to treat it as if, you know, we're popping cooldowns for this bad boy right here, right? So he's going down pretty fast with the cooldowns, as you see. But now that you use the cooldowns, what are you going to do now? You're going to move on to the next mob. You're not going to really have many of those cooldowns left. You know, you might have a Ravager to flop down, but that's not going to be the craziest thing in the world to do. If you flop it down, I gotta fix my keybind on that, and then you're kind of just sitting and waiting. If you do pull a big group of mobs, you're not gonna have any of your cooldowns, and this is what it's gonna look like right here while you're waiting for your cooldowns to go down. So because I'm only pulling one mob at a time, you don't even really need to use all of your abilities, so you're not maximizing the build, and single target mob to mob or even 2 mobs isn't really as effective as it really could be if you pull 5 or 6 or more and bust all your cooldowns. Because as you see, what do we just kill here? 2, 3 mobs or something like that, and now my recklessness is finally off cooldown. So now let me round up a big group of these guys. They all have 83,000 HP. I'm gonna do probably, I don't even know how many. We're gonna go 2, 4, 6, maybe 7 of them, or maybe 8, seeing how many we can get. We're gonna pop all the cooldowns and see, you know, we just killed 2 or 3 mobs in that amount of time. Well, maybe we could double or even triple it doing this build, guys. All right, so I have all my cooldowns back, and I'm excited for this one, guys. This is going to be awesome. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to start by whirlwinding here, charging or leaping over here to whirlwind and gather up a bunch of these right here. So we're gonna get 2, 4, 6, probably about 8 of these. So let's go ahead and do it. Let's leap over, leap along the way, and do some whirlwinds here. So these guys aren't hostile to begin with, but that's okay. You could throw some of your heroic strikes, some taunts at it. You're gonna take some damage, so you may need to do an enraged regeneration, but now we can pop our cooldowns right here. We want to get the Odin's Fury going, then we want to go ahead and slap down the Ravager, do the impending victory, heal back up, and here we go. We're cleaving the stuff. Impending victory's coming off cooldown. We're just absolutely annihilating things with the Ravager going, and that was a lot of mobs. We even still got some buffs going on, so we can go ahead and pick some more off in the meantime while they're still kicking and do some serious damage here for cleanup, guys. So as you see, that was awesome. It's very hard to die as a warrior, and even so, you have heroic leap, you have commanding shout, spell reflect if you're torn, you have war stomp, you have stormbolt usually, and yeah, you can pretty much get the job done and kill them all and do it. Now look at this pile of mobs. This is a lot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We did 7 on that poll, and then plus the 2 because they were a little hard to round up, not being hostile mobs. But as you see, recklessness is already off cooldown. We could pretty much go ahead and do this all again. It would be a smaller version without having Ravager in there, but it is possible to do it because we have Odin's Fury and all that. So what I would do then is just the same process from right here. Start rounding them up, Get over here, get as many as you can. Maybe a little smaller pack this time, but still, 4 is better than 1. You gotta wait for this guy to charge. But the same thing, you're gonna wanna pop all your cooldown, get your shockwave going. That's gonna be awesome. Then start cleaving away. If you need to heal, hit that impending victory, guys, and you're good to go right here. Do another one, fill back up to max HP. Do a little bit of cleaves with the rampage, the execute, slap some raging blow in there, finish him off with the little rampage, and you're good to go on that to loot some more stuff. And this is really the way to go, guys. You could pretty much just keep on cycling your cooldowns. So yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. You know, you just want to go ahead and pull big packs, man. You could do 6, 8, 9, 10 mobs. It just depends. You just got to kind of be aware. I would do a test like run on some of the mobs in the new areas you get to, just to make sure that there's not a lot of spellcasters, ones that charge, stun, all that kind of weird things, because it could get a little more complicated. But for the most part, you could pull decent sized packs, wreck them with all the cooldowns. As a Fury Warrior, you have the tools to stay healed up and keep on going with no downtime, guys, following this build. So do it like I said, level 68, you're going to start feeling strong. And what I would do as far as talent points go, basically I'm going to have 2 more talent points to go. I'm probably going to improve the Ravager on this end right here, and I'm not sure quite yet what I'm going to do on the left end here for this. This is all going to change at level 70 and depending on what kind of content we do as well, guys. But I hope this guide was helpful for all of you leveling the warrior out there. If you start at level 60 following what I said at the start of the video, you're gonna definitely see some improvements and gains and faster gameplay and leveling up at a good speed. So I want to thank you all for sticking with me, guys. So drop in the comments below what you think of this build. If you have any adjustments or tweaks or things you think might improve it, it'll definitely help everyone out in the long run, guys. But that's all I have for today. So until next time, thanks for sticking with me, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.